great to have you on the show talking about currency and celebrate with you 1 year here in Portugal. All the
There
best.
is one thing I wanted to just briefly say, that it was interesting that I've started reading this book that you'll have seen it on Wild, I think it's called, and they made a film out of it with Reese Witherspoon, I think, was in it. And it's about this. I think it's based on a true story. It's about this woman who, wants to make it obviously a difficult time in her life, and reads this book and decides to walk. I think it's like 1,100 miles along the west coast of America. I mean, she has a backpack and a tent. I'm not quite a tent camping person, but it sounds fascinating. And then I had a dream the other night, after obviously reading part of the book, that I walked from Ponte De Lima all the way down to the Algarve, but I booked accommodation like sporadically throughout to stopping, because I am not a tent person.
Right,
but
yes.
Now that's interesting. So I quite fancy that, if people have tips. I mean, I know people do the religious walk. What's that called again?
The Camino, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I thought this could be my Portuguese pilgrimage.
So this is a serious thing. The movie's out with Reese Witherspoon. She looks like she's got her home, her belongings in a retrospective, introspective time in her life. Sets out on a long walk, and you're contemplating doing a similar thing, walking in.
Yeah. So she, unfortunately, it's not quite Simpsons, but she, I think her mother passed away. Then she got divorced, and she just was feeling a little bit sort of not lost, but and just she'd found this book in a bookshop about the walk. I think it's a famous walk, obviously, right on the west coast, and decided that she would set off. And what she does is she has everything in her rucksack, obviously tent and everything. And then what she does is because she's done the research, she sends packages to different post offices along the route, which is her care package of obviously food and bits and bobs. So then I was thinking, as I said, that I didn't quite do that, but I'd booked accommodation along the route so that I could stay in it. But it's thinking about what she underestimated was how heavy the rucksack was and her ability to how many miles she could walk. So it took her longer to get to her stop. So I was thinking, I've got to kind of work out how far I can walk before the accommodation.
You know what? I don't think this is going to be a problem. There's going to be Portuguese hospitality, Portuguese food. There's going to be loads of people who want to help you and put you up for the night. So I think it's going to be very easy. And what was the route? You were Ponte De Lima at one end. What was the other?
Ponte De Lima, and then I would probably walk all the way down to probably between Tavira and Villarreal San Antonio. That's.
I mean, and this can be done in sections, because people do the Camino like that, don't they? They go walk one part of it one weekend, go back to work, go home, and then do another bit, a section. So it could be done in sections. Or are you thinking of doing it in one go?
I think of doing it in one go.
Really?
Yes. I mean, I haven't. This was a dream, so I've not actually looked into it as to the logistics, how many miles that actually is, what that looks like. But it sounds interesting. My own Portuguese pilgrimage.
All right, I'm gonna add the ticker tape, because we definitely want to know what people think about that. Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments if you will, and I'll make sure they get to Sarah. Tavira, of course, is where the Expats Portugal gang are going to be in June. There's your chance. If you don't want to walk all the way, you can join the Expats Portugal gang there in Tavira in June. Ponte De Lima, we've got friends there. I think this is a great plan, and I think it's already forming and coming together in the ether, and I'm sure people will be reaching out to you about this, Sarah. Wow.
But that's where I've not bought it yet, but I'm looking into, which is the part of the off-grid thing about the electricity going off, that I thought I need to. I mean, as I said, it's not normally really such a problem here, like compared to obviously in America, when we speak to Americans that live in a state where they've had training for hurricanes, tornadoes, and they have like certain packs, generators, this, that, and the other. Yeah. But someone mentioned about having a solar power bank for your phone, and I thought that's a great idea, because again, you have it here if you're going for any kind of walk, not necessarily something like this, and usually we get we have the good weather, so that's
one of the gadgets I got out last Monday, the Monday before last, when we had the blackout here, was I've got a solar panel. It's smaller than the size of a piece of A4 paper, and you point it towards the sun. It's got a little sundial on it, so it shows you that it's optimally facing the sun. And there's a cable, USB, that comes out, and it charged my phone. and it's really lightweight. So that would go in your backpack,
Mm-hmm.
your all important smartphone for making the videos that we're hoping to see from the journey as well.
Well, that's it. I could certainly do a live. Here I am on the route.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. Be amazing. We are with you all the way. Well, kind of.
Yes. So any tips? I mean, whether I can organise, as I said, just obviously come to me. Whether it can be done for maybe later in the year because you won't be too hot, or it's a next year trip. But yeah,
wonderful.
Any tips help from plan this trip?
Yeah, if we can help as a community, you know where we are. Fantastic. Great to talk to you. The currency coach, Sarah Davey from SpartanFX. GMP at SpartanFX.co.uk if you want to open up an account. Go to the website or just give them a ring and they'll take care of you. Have a great day today and enjoy this next year of your journey and your great adventure here in Portugal, including that fantastic walk from Ponte De Lima to Tavira, possibly. Cheers, Sarah. Take care.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao. Bye for now.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need